Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to this Nexus Gaming Series matchup between Division D West teams, the Banzo brothers, and Rainbow Spectrum. I'm your host, Odd Thought, for the festivities tonight. This is a two-game set. Banzo brothers, 6 and 4. Rainbow Spectrum, 2 and 6. Should be an interesting matchup. Let's go ahead and take a look at couple of stats that I pulled up earlier. Also some lineup information here. Give you an idea of some of the heroes we might be seeing. Most notably to me, the Metaho, showing some interesting choices here in TLV, for example. Also Murky, so we might see some wackiness from Rainbow Spectrum's camp. I'm also checking here to see if both captains are ready. We will be heading to Cursed Hollow for game 1. Looks like we're about to start. Let's go ahead and hop over there in just a moment here.
Cursed Hollow.
All right, welcome to Cursed Hollow and tonight's match. I want to thank everybody in chat for joining me tonight. We have the Banzo brothers on the left side of your screen, wearing blue tonight, and Rainbow Spectrum on the right side in red. How did we get to this particular map? Well, first we had a map ban from Rainbow Spectrum. They got rid of Sky Temple. And our second map ban was from Banzo Brothers. They removed Infernal Shrines from the equation. Hey, Professor Bobo, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So Rainbow Spectrum chose this map, which means Banzo Brothers gets first hero ban, first hero pick. And we'll be heading to Volskaya after this for game 2. And our first bans of the evening go to Hanzo and Deckard. So you have a very strong PvE and high mobility character in Hanzo and Deckard. Lots of healing, of course. The best healer probably in the league right now, arguably. Also provides tons of roots and so on, but we don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be in this game. And we're also seeing a Muradin ban out of Banzo Brothers. Looking at first pick of the game here. Or no, first we have another ban. That's right, getting ahead of myself. Let's see, I want to pull this up as well. So that's going to be a Diablo ban. So there's your 4 bans to get things started here. I'm going to pull up a little information about the first map of the game. First map of the set, rather. So our first pick is Whitemane. She enters the Nexus highly favored right away by most folks. So there's a high prioritization placed on her. She has an incredibly strong build or two that you can choose from, including Q, like the straight up heal build. She has a CC later on at 16, so lots to contend with. She's really good at keeping one person alive, especially, I find. And let's see, we're starting Rainbow Spectrum is starting out with Johanna. She's probably the most popular frontliner in the game right now. And Urel, one of the top 2 solo laners right now. Meanwhile, in second rotation on the left side, we have Dahaka and ETC. So Dahaka is a really strong pick on this map. This map's huge, so globals are important, and Dahaka gives you that. He also has a CC with his tongue. That can come in quite handy, and he can be very difficult to kill. All right, final ban from Rainbow Spectrum will be Jimmy Rayner. A lot to be annoyed by with that character, especially after his relatively recent rework. Just getting rid of that steady stream of auto attack damage. And our final ban from Banzo Brothers is that TLV. Mentioned that a little bit earlier, that we might see that out of B-Med, but not in this game anyway. So that's a nice target ban. Looks like Banzo Brothers has done their homework. So this is a nice rotation here, Malthael and Jaina. So Malthael with the ever popular last rites can quickly create a 5v4 situation in team fights, not to mention PvE ability. And Jaina, for my money, the best mage in the game right now. So much burst damage. Banzo Brothers responds with a mage of their own, Li Ming. She's especially good on this map, I think, because she can shoot her abilities from relative safety and invisibility. There's so many little maze-like sections of this map where Li Ming can kind of hide behind and get her damage out very safely. But she also has those resets. And Phoenix rounds out Banzo Brothers' team. And we finish the draft with Ana out of Rainbow Spectrum. So, a couple of really strong drafts here. I'm not seeing any major weaknesses. Lots of crowd control, lots of wave clear, great healers were chosen. The Ana white main matchup is going to be interesting. Haven't seen a lot of white main yet in my casts, so that'll be a fun interaction to keep track of. But let's go ahead and head into the game proper here. Well, actually, I think I'll just introduce the teams on this screen. So, let's see. On the side of Banzo Brothers, ETC, played by Andrade. Li Ming, played by Mega Milk. Phoenix, played by Shank B9. White main, played by Jimmy. And Dahaka, played by Angry Smurf. And Rainbow Spectrum, in the red. Ana, played by Wono. Jaina, played by Nemesis. Urel, played by Ulysses. Malthael by B Metaho. And Johanna by eday15 as we load in here. And Professor Bobo, thank you so much for the bits. That's awesome of you. Okay, so here we go.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Make sure I have the music turned on. So we see Banzo Brothers heading up to their gate. Same thing on the other side of the map here. Some heart sprays coming out of Rainbow Spectrum. So the Dahaka choice, how will Rainbow Spectrum deal with that global presence? They don't really have the same capability on their side in their comp, so that should be another interesting part of this. The XP race. Yeah, Gender Druid, that's a new feature that I'm messing around with, so I didn't pause it in time to stop the autoplay. So that'll get better as time goes on. But we're starting out with a skirmish in the middle, as is so common at the beginning of Heroes of the Storm games. Let's look at the talents as well. ETC picking that Prince logo talent at level 1. Frog Rock. Just looking at top lane a little bit, bottom lane, a couple of 1v1 situations. Ooh, a nice power slide in, but eday is able to pop Iron Skin and just avoid death there, no problem. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? We have Power Hungry, Arsenal Synergy, Clemency, Tissue Regeneration. on a Pale Horse out of Malthael, so that'll enable some really nice rotations. Another slide from Andrade here, but he is slept right away by Wono. Pretty easy target there with that big model. And some cheese spray coming out. 3v2 right now, because Jaina, played by Nemesis again, is working on this siege camp, so Rainbow Spectrum prioritizing the Merc play a little bit sooner than Banzo Brothers, but Mega Milk and Jimmy are going to be working on their siege camp now. See what else is going on here. Fingers of Frost out of Jaina, gathering those globes, looking for a bit more sustain. And you have Aegis of Light. Actually, we're into the level 4 talents. Sins Exposed out of Johanna.
Heroes, gather tribute.
Top and bottom lanes are they're very evenly contested so far. As our first tribute will spawn in about 20 seconds. It's going to be in the top part of the map. XP is almost perfectly even, although Banzo Brothers is pulling just a little bit ahead. Another aggressive move by Andrade there to get things started. Perhaps Tongue is missed. Johanna pulls in front line a little bit. ETC super low and will die to Malthael. As Nemesis begins to channel, Meadow blocking Li Ming's skill shots, allowing for the first tribute to be taken by Rainbow Spectrum. Banzo Brothers, a little bit ahead on XP here. Looks like they will hit level 7 first, barring some unforeseen XP gains out of Rainbow Spectrum. And our next tribute is going to be in the bottom half of the map, on Rainbow Spectrum's side. A little bit of advantage for them there. It's going to be about 15 seconds until that happens. Meanwhile, Banzo Brothers do pick up those level 7s. It's a 3v1 here. E-Day 15 in a little bit of trouble. Stunned there by Andrade. Rest of Rainbow Spectrum pops in here, trying to secure the kill on ETC. He's down to 100 health and will die. Again, Malthael notching a kill. And it's 5v4 here. But Banzo Brothers are unafraid. They're going to just poke war this. E-Day going in a little deep, trying to get something started. Takes a lot of damage in the process. Malthael gets stunned and blown up. Phoenix getting the kill there. And the fight continues. Wono in a bit of trouble. E-Day 15, nice body blocking there. Make sure healer does not die. Ulysses has to jump to safety over the wall. And despite the early kill, Banzo Brothers is going to tie up the objective tug of war here. It's 1-1 in terms of tributes. Meadow riding that sped up horse all the way to top. And we have some more camp prioritization going on here. Banzo Brothers taking their bruisers. Rainbow Spectrum securing the siege camp. And all the lanes being soaked nicely otherwise.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
And our third tribute spawning in 25 seconds in the upper half of the map. Banzo Brothers' side. One of these teams is going to inch closer to getting that all-important curse as our teams rotate up. Prepare for the conflict. Andrade hanging out in the bush. E-Day 15 is far from being fooled there. And here comes the hard engage. Nice stun there on Angry Smurf. Slide in from ETC to try to shake things up. Angry Smurf's really low, 100 health, but does survive. B Metaho. Same can't be said for them, as Li Ming notches a kill, gets some resets, but no additional kills as a result. Ulysses has to go back and tap. So Rainbow Spectrum wisely just gives that particular part of the objective race and rotates away. We have level 10s out now in favor of Banzo brothers. Seeing the likes of Wave of Force, Planet Cracker, Scarlet Aegis, Isolation from Dahaka. And we have Mosh Pit in this game, so be on the lookout for that.
Face my curse. The choice is simple.
This is potentially a curse point for Banzo brothers. Rainbow Spectrum's going to want to get 10s, and they will pretty quickly here. Banzo brothers kind of bush medding right here, right next to Rainbow Spectrum's boss, and they'd get that kill in a hurry, blowing up Malthael. That was vicious. Looks like it will secure the first curse of the game, unless E-Day 15. Yep, they decide to poke a little bit with a blind. It's probably just a temporary solution though.
Unacceptable. You shall know my curse.
Banzo brothers rotating top mostly. Dahaka's gonna burrow down to bot to secure that XP, work on this building here. Ulysses responding. So one bright spot for Rainbow Spectrum. They do have their level 10 talents, so we're still in an even talent tier here. But Banzo Brothers is going to get some nice value out of this first curse, taking the first fort of the game. Looks like they're going to put most pressure next onto the middle fort here. Slide in on Johanna, but Unstoppable prevents anything more coming from that. Second fort will die here though, most likely. Nice sleep dart though on White Mane. This could be a kill here. Rainbow Spectrum gets their third kill of the game. We are 3-3 on kills. 13-11 XP lead in favor of Banzo Brothers. Rainbow Spectrum after that kill though, they're like, hey, why don't we take our boss, get a little map tempo here. But Rainbow Spectrum has lost another fort, so they are down to just their keeps as Banzo Brothers start their boss. They're also poking at Rainbow Spectrum's boss here. A little bit of annoyance factor there from Dahaka. So we'll have mostly concurrent bosses marching down top and bottom lanes here. 14-12 now. XP in favor of Banzo Brothers. And we're just going to see both teams cleaning up the lanes here. Although we do have some support, however slight, for the blue boss coming out of Banzo Brothers. Couple of players checking it out. Dahaka's going to work on the red boss there. So this could be a bit of a team fight situation. Oh, Last Rites takes out. Actually, Jane is going to get the credit for that kill. And it looks like Mosh Pit is going to be on full cooldown. So the death timer is way shorter than the cooldown, so that's probably the biggest victory of getting that kill right there, from Rainbow Spectrum's perspective. And they're going to aggress down here. This is a nice little bit of siege aggression. from the red team. Ring of Frost comes out. Not much going on with that Ring of Frost. Dissuading the enemy team, perhaps. More than anything. 15 to 13 now. XP totals. Still in favor of Banzo Brothers, but Rainbow Spectrum doing a great job of staying in this game. Staying positive. Andrade with a bit of a flank there. Gets into a better position as a result of doing that. And we're in a poke phase right now. So both teams just kind of feeling it out. Looking for positioning advantage here. And here comes the blow up. Ana getting credit for that ETC kill. Lots of damage out of Jaina though. And that's going to be a 1-0 team fight in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. They are now within a level numerically. Tahaka is encroaching though on their keep. So have to keep an eye on that as they work on this fort wall.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute.
And Rainbow Spectrum will go ahead and rotate up ever so slightly. Get set up for this next tribute. Spawns in 20 seconds. Maybe a little bit of lane clearing in the meantime. And Angry Smurf is being dealt with by B Metaho a little bit and burrows away while Banzo Brothers works on their camp. Nice timing on that. Looks like a free tribute capture here because Rainbow Spectrum is hanging out with their bruisers instead. They are Rainbow Spectrum's up 2-1 on the tribute count, so they could afford to pass on that one. So we have a big mess of murkiness. It's very murky in the middle of the map right here. Banzo Brothers moving in. I want to take advantage of that spell armor that camp is giving them. Looks like they want this keep wall. Ring of Frost comes out. There's a leap in from Ulysses. Andrade Planet Cracker getting some value there. B Metaho and Nemesis taking the brunt of that. Meanwhile, Urel's going to die, as will ETC, so that's a 1-for-1 engagement there. Which probably benefits Rainbow Spectrum, however, slightly, since they are behind on XP. So we have 4v4 starting here. 17 to 16 on XP. There's another fight which can result in Delhaka dying after that tongue attempt goes awry. Now Fail getting the credit for that. Constant healing darts out of Ana. And that's going to send Banzo Brothers scrambling back toward their side of the map as the second curse of the game goes to Rainbow Spectrum, who are now on equal talent tier and now numerically equal levels with Banzo Brothers, who have enjoyed thus far a lead in that respect for the entire game until now. A little bit of a turnabout here. E-Day getting low. The Jaina Blizzard doing a little bit of work there. Out comes the ring, catching ETC, who's down to 400 health, but will survive. Rainbow Spectrum wants to secure this camp, get that help as they push in. It's like middle fort. He's gonna die.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
Tahaka is defending bot lane. 18 to 17 now. Rainbow Spectrum has the lead for the first time in the game.
Red team has destroyed a fort. Let the curse.
They got what they wanted here, and now they're backing up. First keep kill of the game goes to Rainbow Spectrum. as Banzo Brothers just has to do a little maintenance now. Clean up their base. Dahaka wanted to get this top keep here, but it's Banzo Brothers who are going to lose the first keep of the game. Siege camp taken here. Looking at a little bit of a scouting mission here from ETC, Phoenix, and the rest. And they're going to go ahead and try to steal this boss. This is a nice cheeky play here on the part of Banzo Brothers. Rainbow Spectrum sniffs it out though, and they're here in force. It's a 5v5 around this. Point of contention. A little bit of a, there's a little eye of the storm right there. A little bit of quietude. But now we're back at poking. Oh, and a full-on hard engage here. Johanna getting the kill on ETC. Ring of Frost was used. And that's going to be 2 deaths on the side of Banzo Brothers. The expedition has gone awry, my friends. For Banzo Brothers, Rainbow Spectrum says, this is our boss. We'll take a couple of kills too, thank you very much. And they're going to go ahead and press this advantage they just created for themselves, moving deep into blue territory here at top lane. Johanna trying to grab a kill on Jimmy. E-Day 15 not quite able to get within range. Hinata has to be careful here. Oh, Malthael dying to Whitemane before the boss even arrived. Ulysses is low. That one kill may have saved the game for Banzo Brothers. Nice root on Yrel, who does survive. Core is taking damage. This is a 18-minute boss, so it's not exactly weak. And Banzo Brothers' core is down to 47%. But I think that early kill on Malthael saved the game. Rainbow Spectrum take the next tribute and their bruiser camps. Banzo Brothers reeling a little bit. They do hit level 20, so everything's just about even. They are down 1 keep, while Rainbow Spectrum has all 3 of theirs still, so no catapult pressure for Banzo Brothers quite yet. Some interesting fights around these PvE hot points in this game. And here's a full-on engage too. Planet Cracker catching Rainbow Spectrum in this hallway. Yrel will fall. Possibly E-Day. No, Iron Skin will save Johanna. Possibly? Phoenix wants that kill though. Rainbow Spectrum does well to rally around their tank, but now B-Meadow is caught and blown up. ETC getting the kill for that. Rainbow Spectrum catches their breath here, takes a siege camp. Instead of invading that camp, Banzo Brothers goes ahead and takes a 20-minute boss. This could be a very important development here. Rainbow Spectrum's bot lane does have a keep, and they are prepared to defend it.
Face my curse. The choice is simple.
However, Banzo Brothers has 2 tributes, and if they were interested, and it looks like Dahaka might be thinking about it, they could grab this tribute and have a curse in addition to this boss. So it's a bit of a perfect storm situation for Banzo Brothers all of a sudden. As they move in with this boss who still has about 80% of its health. Take out the well, no problem. This keep is likely to fall. And there goes the curse as Dahaka secured that. Tribute. Can Rainbow Spectrum get a kill the same way Banzo Brothers did earlier? It looks like they are going to dissuade Banzo Brothers from pushing in any further. That keep will die. Dahaka getting that global value, split pushing. Getting some damage out on this top keep as well. The boss is dead, but Banzo Brothers is going to go ahead and pressure this middle keep now. Rainbow Spectrum having to scramble all over their base. Middle keep will die. Whitemane uses her ultimate. Out comes Ring of Frost. And Mosh Pit into Planet Cracker. There's the combo. Nice stasis out of Nemesis to stay alive. Andrade is low. Ulysses is low. Dahaka getting the tongue on Janet. But that's probably going to be a dead Dahaka here. He can be notoriously difficult to kill, but not this time. Ooh, a little bit of a lag there. Interesting. First time I've had that kind of lag on one of my streams here. It was a pregnant pause that gave me anticipation. What a back and forth game this is. It's so crazy. Early game was largely Banzo Brothers, then Rainbow Spectrum came back, and now what's happening here? Another tussle over this boss. Banzo Brothers does not want to give it up. Andrade moves in, but Rainbow Spectrum will secure the red boss for the red side. That is a 23rd minute boss. It's nothing to laugh at, although it's going to be tough for Rainbow Spectrum to support that boss because they have a bunch of stuff on their core, catapults included. Alphael doing the work there to clear up that mess. This boss is down to 40-30% health. It might not even make it to the core. Rainbow Spectrum thinking about value. Where can we get value while Banzo Brothers is busy killing that boss?
The choice is simple.
Boss did make it to core. It's going to be chipping away at the shield, but then it explodes. Looking at the healing here, Whitemane with 55k, Ana with 91. It's huge. Double sleeping dart into the ring, catches both frontliners, and ETC is just melted. But that level 20, where Mosh Pit comes out when ETC dies, gets some value there. Angry Smurf super low, Jimmy super low, and Dahaka will fall, as will Whitemane. So everything's looking good right now for Rainbow Spectrum after a 2-3-0 engagement there. They could move in as 5 and finish this game. Phoenix is going to go ahead and just push to core here. Can we call this a mini base race? I think we can. Banzo Brothers' shield, though, is gone. 30%, 20%, 34% to 0. So that push at the end was worth it. Fascinating end to that match. Whew. Back and forth, my friends. Like I was saying, Banzo Brothers early on, Rainbow Spectrum down some levels, down some talent tiers. They climb back into it. They take the lead, push into that top lane. But Banzo Brothers didn't give up, stuck with it. Came back strong, had that multi-keep kill. But Rainbow Spectrum's able to finish it off in the end. Incredible match. Just looking at some numbers here real quick before we go into game 2. Top hero damage in the game goes to Li Ming. Mega Milk doing some work. 2-5-0, a clean sheet as well. Phoenix also deathless this game. Well done by the assassins on the side of Banzo brothers. Rainbow Spectrum, that healing. Whoa no, doing really well on that Ana. 104k, 6-figure heals. And Jaina, Nemesis, 5-9 and 0. That's a tough stat line to contend with there. Tank's doing real well as well. Johanna absorbing 107k. To Dahaka, 87 ETC absorbing 74k. Probably the roughest time had to have been had by Andrade on that ETC. 7 deaths. I think Rainbow Spectrum had their number in that game. But fascinating match back and forth. 14 kills to 7 in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. So yeah, game 1 is in the books, folks. And we'll go ahead and hop over to intermission here. Thanks again to everybody for joining me. It's so awesome to see everybody in chat. So let's go ahead and, while I'm setting up the lobby for game 2, which is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. See if we can get a little bit of an intro video going in that regard. I think we can. So I'll see you on the flip side. BRB.
Volskaya Foundry is a medium-sized, 3-lane battleground. At the top, center, and bottom of the foundry sit 3 control points. Periodically, a control point will activate, and teams must vie for control of the point to acquire a massive mech vehicle. Ownership of a point can be gained by standing inside the designated area. However, if an enemy happens to also enter the area, the point will become contested until the foe is eliminated. Once a team assumes possession of a point, they will begin to accrue victory progress at a steady rate. Teams must remain in the area to continue this progress, as stepping away will eventually return the point to a neutral state. As in Overwatch, if a control point reaches 99% and an enemy remains to contest, the point will enter an overtime state. This overtime state will only last a few seconds, but it is reset whenever an enemy player steps onto the point. Once a team's victory progress finally hits 100%, they will close out the objective and initiate deployment of a Triglav Protector. The Protector is similar to other piloted objectives in Heroes of the Storm, like the Dragon Knight or Garden Terror, but it is unique as a 2-person vehicle. The first person to enter the Protector will assume its pilot position. This player will control the mech's movement and use of sieging and support abilities. Charge will propel the Protector toward a targeted enemy's position, dealing area damage around it and double damage to structures and minions. Rocket Fist launches a concussive fist that will root the first hero it hits or disable a targeted structure for a brief period of time. When activated, Shield Emitter will provide the mech armor and grant a shield to allies in its proximity. The second person to enter the Protector will take on the gunner position and has access to a deadly set of damage-dealing abilities. After a range-defining windup, the Protector's particle cannon can launch a projectile to a target location, dealing area damage upon impact. The mech can also initiate Gatling Cannon, unleashing an ongoing barrage of missiles at your cursor location for a brief period. Or activate its scorching laser to cut a line in the terrain that will trigger a delayed explosion for heavy damage. In addition to the Protector, spread across Volskaya Foundry are 5 mercenary camps, 2 siege camps, 2 turret mercs, and a singular support camp. Utilize the pushing power and activatable resources from these camps to bolster your team's aggression and push further into enemy territory. The control points across Volskaya are unique in a few ways. Each layout is different and will require you to engage the objective with a variety of tactical strategies. On top of that, the addition of moving conveyor belts around the points brings a dose of chaos that can amplify your team's approach or stifle it completely. Make sure you understand the direction each conveyor belt is moving around your point when you decide to engage or retreat. Even if your back is against the wall and it looks like the enemy is about to capture a point, do not lose hope. If you defensively dive a point before it hits 100%, the enemy cannot secure victory with you present. Safely hold your ground and get your team to back you for a team fight that could turn the tide. You do not want to underestimate the power of the Triglav Protector. In the hands of talented players, this mech can unload a ridiculous amount of damage. Volskaya Foundry is primed to test its remarkable new technology. How are you with mechs? Ready to be a pilot? A gunner? Or just a test dummy? We'll see you in the Nexus.
All right, folks, we are about to start game 2. Both captains are ready. We are heading to Volskaya Foundry. So let's go ahead and hop into draft, shall we? I always want to call this map Volskaya Industries because that's what the announcer says, but it's Volskaya Foundry. Going into game 2. If you're just joining us, this is Division D West. Nexus Gaming Series action. We're in Season 5, and this is Round 2. It's Banzo Brothers on the left in blue versus Rainbow Spectrum on the right in red. Banzo Brothers entering the night 6-4. Rainbow Spectrum coming into the evening 2-6, although now they are technically 3-6, having won the first game of this 2-game set. I am Oddthought, your host for this match. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Game 1 was a blast, back and forth affair, crazy turns of events. But that was yesterday. This is today. Volskaya Foundry, first bands coming out. Rainbow Spectrum getting rid of the premier support, Deckard. Banzo Brothers following up with the Hanzo ban. I wonder if we will see a TLV out of Rainbow Spectrum in this game. It was banned out in game number 1 by a savvy Banzo Brothers, who have done their homework, obviously. And Jaina, so another meta ban out of Rainbow Spectrum. Jaina in just about every game, one way or another, banned or picked. In this case, it's banned. And the final ban in this first ban rotation is going to go to Urel. Banzo Brothers not wanting to deal with the general wackiness. Of which the Space Goat is capable. And now we're looking at the first hero to actually play in the game. As selected by Rainbow Spectrum, it is going to be Whitemane. High prioritization on the new healer here by both teams in these games. So I wonder what direction Banzo Brothers is going to go in terms of support this game. In the meantime, though, they spend their top 2 picks on Muradin and Premier Hero Killer Genji. Lots of mobility, lots of dive. That is a scary rotation to look at. Rainbow Spectrum will respond with some zoning. Garrosh is a tank that's all about zoning. You come close to Garrosh, you're likely to get thrown over his shoulder and blown up by his team. E-Day 15, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. This is a really great matchup. I love it. Especially after that game 1. Also, we see Phoenix picked up by Rainbow Spectrum. You have the slows, you have the mobility, you have the damage. Final ban out of Banzo Brothers is going to go to Thrall. Bye-bye, Thrall. No Volskaya Foundry for you tonight. Final ban of the game. Rainbow Spectrum getting rid of Oxtraza, just a tiny bit of support choke there. More of a nudge away from, a nudge towards something else. So the top 2 remaining supports are probably Malfurion and Stukov. I wonder if we'll see one of those or something wackier. Ooh, and we're getting something wackier. This is the Karazine and Abathur rotation. That can be quite deadly. Karazine putting out lots of damage potentially, depending on what level 1 talent is chosen. And Abathur could drop a hat on that Karazine for even more damage. They could both go. Well, Karazine has heals built into their kit. Abathur could go for a heal build as well. We'll have to keep our eye on that combo. Really interesting. Final rotation out of Rainbow Spectrum. Gazlo. There's the unusual pick. Gazlo. Really nice on this map where you're fighting over 1 point for an extended amount of time. So if Gazlo can get set up with turrets, can be quite a boon to their team. And Blaze, the final pick for Rainbow Spectrum. Final pick of the draft, though, is Kael'thas. Spread damage, so nice in these tight confines where the team fights happen. Alana, thank you for being here for the cast. So, really interesting draft out of Banzo Brothers especially. Rainbow Spectrum going a little bit more meta. So this will be a fun one to cast, that's for sure. Let's run down the rosters here, shall we? Banzo Brothers in blue on the left. Muradin, played by Andrade. Kael'thas, played by Angry Smurf. Genji, played by Mega Milk. Abathur, played by, I hope I'm saying this right, is it Shank B9? And Karazine, played by Jimmy. In the red is Rainbow Spectrum. Blaze, played by Ulysses. Whitemane, played by Wono. It reminds me of Frank Zappa. That's why I'm saying it that way. Gazlo, played by B Metaho. Phoenix by Plur Ninja, who is swapped in from the bench for this match. And let me get the camera over here and go. I'm gonna get myself off the screen as well. So I call the final player here. And Garrosh played by Orolob. So a couple of swaps. A couple of roster swaps here for Rainbow Spectrum. Getting as much of their roster into these matches as they can. Let's pull up these talents. Let the battle begin. It will be 5v4 in the middle because, of course, Abathur is going to be hanging out. Top lane. And what do we see out of Kerosene? We do see that Iron Fist talent, so that's the damage talent. Extra damage on every third auto. And we do see the Regenerative Microbes. That's the healing talent at level 1 for Abathur. So watch out. Watch out for a hatted Kerosene causing all kinds of problems in this match, potentially. Blaze has gone bottom lane against an Abathur-hatted minion. Rainbow Spectrum working on their fortification camp. No such activity out of Banzo Brothers quite yet, although Jimmy is making a move. All right. Whoops. Okay, so just have a little bit of a rotation started here, perhaps, ever so slightly. On the side of Banzo Brothers, maybe not. Looks like it's pretty static, actually. Orolob doing a little bit of scouting, but gonna take a lot of damage. Fortunately for them, it is Garrosh, so the more damage Garrosh takes, the more armor they get. Jimmy and Angry Smurf are going to work on their siege camp here. D-Medaho doing the Gazlo lane push. Level 4 talents now available for both teams. Kael'thas, incidentally, is going for that Mana Addict. No Convection. Which seems to have gone the way of the Dodo lately. Rainbow Spectrum working on support camp, but it is contested by Banzo Bros. This is a full-on engage we have here. B-Medaho will die. Gazlo is out of the match for 14 more seconds. Orolab's super low. Can they kill it? 12 health, and then nil. Garrosh is no more. And here's a nice invade by Banzo Brothers. So they're going to go ahead and secure this siege camp as well. It's going to be a messy top lane for Rainbow Spectrum here, as the objective is up in Ulysses. Stealing a few percentage points. You have to build this up to 100% to summon the robot, the Tree Glove Protector. In comes Genji. Stun out on Garrosh. Some Kael'thas damage. And Banzo Brothers lays claim to this zone here. But now, both teams are present. 33 to 22 right now in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. Mega Milk gets thrown. It is Genji though, high mobility, so it'll slip away. Ulysses lights a fire. Orolab getting stunned, taking lots of damage. There is an unstoppable. Nice stun on Jimmy there, which is chain stunned from Blaze. Jimmy down to 20 health. 13 health. But does survive. That might be the lowest health total I've seen from an escaping character in quite some time. But Rainbow Spectrum's going to go ahead and move on to the pad here. They're going to catch up at 71% to 71% and climbing. All is not lost for Banzo Brothers, though. They might be able to make a final push in here as they wait for their team to come back together. And here it is. Andrade leaping in. Jimmy with the follow-up. That's going to blow up Garrosh. Blaze in trouble. Slips away with a mere 400 health. That was at 99% for Rainbow Spectrum. Looks like Banzo Brothers thinks they have enough time to take this fortification camp and get another turret. But in the meantime, Rainbow Spectrum has set up shop here. They've dropped a turret of their own. Nice damage coming out from Flare Ninja on that Phoenix. Andrade's really low. So is Mega Milk. Rainbow Spectrum looking pretty healthy here by comparison. Ulysses is the most damaged on their team.
Hero slain.
And we have a pause after Karazim died. And the Tree Glove Protector was summoned by Rainbow Spectrum. Put a pause in the action here. Looks like we have a little bit of lag in the game. See if both captains are ready. I can do the countdown and unpause the game. .1200 ping. Karazim. So we'll just take another moment here to see if that clears up. Meanwhile, we can take a peek at some of these talents. Both teams are at level 8, so very even game in that respect. Let's see what Abathur's doing here. So Abathur went with Mule, and then 2 healing talents earlier. Murden did not go with Third Wind at level 1. Perfect Storm instead, following that with Thunderburn and Skullcracker. Anything else of note here as we wait for the lag to pass? Swift as the wind, strike at the heart, and perfect defense out of Genji. So Karazim did go with that Iron Fist talent, followed up by Earth Ally. That's the physical armor ally. And Blinding Speed. So that's decreasing the cooldown on Radiant Dash. What do we see over on the side of Rainbow Spectrum in the meantime? Extra TNT, Hired Goons, and Engine Gunk for Gazlo. Neural Stim Pack, Oil Dispersal, and Crossfire for Blaze. Phoenix working on mobile offense, target acquired, and combat advantage. That's 35% more damage to slowed targets. That's going to pair well with Blaze especially. Also, Whitemane has a slow. So Martyrdom and Unwavering Faith, a little bit of a Q build coming out for Whitemane. And Unrivaled Strength, Indomitable, and Into the Fray for Garrosh. Looks like we might have a tech solution here. Thanks for your patience, everyone in chat, as we have a little break in the action here in Game 2 of this Division D West matchup. Just need a ready up from both captains here. Looks like we're having some voice comms issues with the Discord as well. You know what they say, when you invent a technology, you also invent all the problems attached to that technology. So we're experiencing that right now. Looking at the stats here, Kael'thas getting some work done so far in this game. 14k hero damage, leading. A leading total for Banzo Brothers. For Rainbow Spectrum, Phoenix, 32k damage. No deaths for either of those assassins. Some clean play coming out of both teams for the most part. Although the kills are 3-1 in favor of Banzo Brothers. Of course, all the buildings are still up, but I expect that to change soon after this pause ends. Rainbow Spectrum securing the Tree Glove Protector. I might just switch to my stat screen if this is going to take a few more minutes. Hopefully it won't. Reports are that we're almost good out of Banzo Brothers. Letting them know how this will work. I'll do the countdown after both captains say they're ready. So how's it going out there, everybody? Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic time, at least until this little pause, but I'll keep talking about stuff until we get the game moving forward again. See how the support numbers are looking. Rainbow Spectrum with their solo healer. It's so conventional. 13k healing out of Whitemane so far. Oh, looks like both captains are ready. So we will do a countdown. And we'll unpause. We are back into the match as the Tree Glove Protector starts doing work. We have Gazlo and Garrosh in the vehicle. No defense yet in place from Banzo Brothers. As I say that, 3 members do arrive. And the Protector's going to take both towers out and move to top, where Plur Ninja and Wono are already at work here. It looks like Banzo Brothers will respond with a full 4 bodies. No split soaking except for Abathur, of course, which is quite a lot of split soaking, actually. And Blaze is split soaking as well, so that's our layout right now. Level 9s on both teams as the Protector blows up, as does Gazlo. Orolab is also going to take a lot of damage. Pops the Unstoppable to get out of there safely. But that was an extra kill there. For Banzo Brothers, they're up 4-1 in kills as this fighting continues. Kael'thas getting some damage out. Banzo Brothers securing that support camp. Out comes Planet Cracker. Level 10's achieved by both teams. Switch to the talent screen for you. And Garrosh, who was tempting fate there for quite a while, finally does die. Andrade now low on the Muradin. That doesn't necessarily mean that much because it's Muradin. Aura Windrunner says such a good matchup so far. I'm inclined to agree. Rainbow Spectrum working on their siege camp. Same thing from Banzo Brothers. What other ultimates do we have? We have Avatar. We have Phoenix. We have X-Strike, Ultimate Evolution, and 7-sided Strike. Very offensively minded Karazim, as might be expected. But right now, running for their life. A nice throw from Orolab here. 7-sided Strike will buy a little bit of time, but Ultimately, Karazim's fate was sealed. Do we have more lag for Karazim? There's one pause remaining. Every time someone attacks, it's all green arrows for Jimmy, so Jimmy having some lag issues. Hopefully it'll pass. The game is really close. Both teams at 11. 5-2 kills in favor of Banzo Brothers. And Jimmy has disconnected from the game. We may have to proceed with a robot. But Jimmy is going to try to restart his game first, according to chat here. So Ulysses is bottom. We have the Metaho moving around mid. And then we just had that kill on the lagged out Karazim top. While that was happening, Banzo Brothers was securing another fortification camp, accessorizing as you must do on this map. I don't think I looked at the ultimates for Rainbow Spectrum, so we can do that right now. Gazlo went with Gravo Bomb 3000. Such a great combo starter. Or just a great combination team kill ability right there, pulling everybody in, hitting them for lots of damage. Bunker out of Blaze, that's what you see almost every time. Planet Cracker, we already saw evidence of that. Scarlet Aegis has been the popular pick tonight. Both games, I believe, that was taken by our white main players. That's the heal and the 40 armor talent. And then Warlord's Challenge out of Garrosh. Silence nearby heroes. Force them to attack Garrosh for 2 seconds. The AoE taunt. Blur Ninja saying, promise I didn't intentionally target the one with connection problems. Zool Rules in chat saying, too much space between heroics. Gotta be patient. Well noted. Do a stats update, although not much time has passed since the last one. You can look at the warrior performance here. Muradin absorbing 33k of damage. Garrosh absorbing 24. Pretty much even on other stats, although Garrosh is doing twice as much siege, but has died 3 times. Muradin with 0 deaths. So that's the big difference right there in terms of the warrior play. Blaze doing a great job in the offlane. 50k siege damage and no deaths, which is what you want from your split pusher. And of course, yeah, but they're doing the same job. 27k to Blaze's 50k. Blaze is being a soak machine in this game. Are green arrows good, Zool? Zool rules? Mega Milk with the fancy emojis. Stukov arm. XP is really similar. Banzo Brothers getting 2.9k hero XP to 1.4k on the side of Rainbow Spectrum, but Rainbow Spectrum is making up for it in minion XP, 15k to 13k. So that Blaze Soak that I mentioned a moment ago is really making a big difference in this game so far. Mercenary XP in favor of Banzo Brothers. So the off-lane performance from Blaze proving to be rather important here. And it looks like Jimmy logged back in, but the rejoin game button isn't showing up. How close are we to 15 minutes pause time? A good question. Haven't been timing it. We have been paused quite a bit for this match. Thinking we probably have about 5 minutes of pause time remaining. 9:16, so we can probably go to 9:21 or so. They're going to try another solution or two within that time frame, and then we'll have to move on perhaps. Andrade is saying we're going to restart with a bot, and if he rejoins, he rejoins. So Andrade showing the R. Both captains are ready. So we'll start the countdown. And away we go. Hopefully Jimmy can get that fixed and we'll see Kerosene return to human control. Thanks everybody for your patience and sticking with us as we deal with some tech issues. So we do have a bot Kerosene for the moment. I know Murabot's somewhat famous for doing a decent job in some of these games in HGC. Andrade getting flipped and blown up. B-Metaho getting credit for that kill. As Rainbow Spectrum moves, or tries to move closer to this top lane fort, 7-sided strike will come out. The more people hit by 7-sided strike, the less damage it does to any particular target. Damage gets spread out. So not too deadly of an effect there from that ultimate. Blaze continuing to work that bot lane. Ulysses doing a great job there. Third Ninja's gonna meet up with Ulysses in the middle for a bit. And our next objective point is top lane.
Access terminal online. Secure it to activate the protector.
Secure it to activate the protector. Genji's gonna go in there. Oralab tries for the stun. Out comes the Gravo Bomb. The throw on Genji, and Genji will get blown up. Slow out on Andrade. There's another 7-sided strike from Kerosene. Robot Kerosene using that ultimate. Stun on Blaze. It's especially difficult for Banzo Brothers because they are playing with kind of a specialized comp, which probably requires a lot of human decision making to make work to its highest potential. Team Idaho set up quite well here on the point. Several turrets on the ground. Robot Kerosenes running around middle, and it's going to back. It's rather rough as Mega Melt goes in. Andrade jumping in. And look at that. Phoenix will fall. Hunter comes out. Protector has been secured by Rainbow Spectrum. Ulysses is low. The Abathur clone getting that kill earlier, by the way. Protector moves to the middle, clearing a little bit of minion population here. 7-sided strike coming out on the Protector by our Robot Kerosene. Gazlo and Garrosh, the GGs. There's a root from Planet Cracker. It's actually quite a nice defense here by Banzo Brothers. Not a lot of value out of the Protector here. That might be a bit of a morale boost for the team in blue. XP 14 to 14, 14 to 15 now in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. They're about a half level ahead.
The protector has been destroyed. Our technician
Choi Boy 0410 with an update in chat. I discorded him, and he is still having problems talking about Jimmy, I assume. Hopefully that gets worked out very soon. Camps taken by both teams. More turrets in hand for blue and red. And now the support camp is going to be the focus. 7-sided strike by the robot again. Grabo bomb. Putting out lots of damage there. X-Strike coming out as well. Bunker. Lots of ultimates being used. It's going to result in Robot Kerosene dying. Wono super low, but survives Ulysses in trouble, but slip slides away, dropping some grease in the process. I guess it's oil technically. Grease lightning. Level 16 talents now available for Rainbow Spectrum. Quick release charge, thermal protection, photonic weaponry out of Phoenix Radiance, going with a lot of investment in that Q out of Whitemane, and Earthshaker. Wrecking Ball stuns enemies near the impact area. Orlab a bit forward here. There's 3 members of Banzo Brothers giving chase. And you're going to see the only mule in the game repairing this fort right here. As Rainbow Spectrum pushes in, they want this fort. Mule is not going to save it, they say, as the stun comes out on Angry Smurf, who is also taunted and blown up by Blaze. Zul Rule says in chat, bot is getting more value from 7-sided strike than Phoenix is from Planet Cracker. Rainbow Spectrum is going to go ahead and push bot fort here. The next control point unlocking in 20 seconds. It will be at the bottom of the map. As Genji and Muradin and Robot Karazim respond to defend this building. Gravel Bomb and Planet Cracker, the combo, will kill Genji. And the fort dies as well. Karazim really low. Just barely able to survive, perhaps with a little help from Abathur. The skirmish continues down here bot lane. Stun comes out on Aura Lab from Karazim. Noticing Rainbow Spectrum has 2 turrets on hand. They're going to get a third from Banzo Brothers fortification camp here. Andrade making as if to interrupt the attempt, but it's not to be. Ulysses already on the point. Rainbow Spectrum has the objective up to 50%. Banzo Brothers are down only 1 level, so they're going to move on in here. There's a throw on Andrade. Metaho taking a ton of damage, 10 hit points. Somehow Gazlo survives with only 10 health. You only need 1 health in this game. We just saw that maximum proven. But it will send Rainbow Spectrum scrambling away from the point here. They were at 91%. But 91 is not 100, so Banzo Brothers has an opportunity here to build their own control percentage as Rainbow Spectrum took yet another turret, and they're going to be moving back down here. Ooh, really nicely placed. Fiery spell of death from Angry Smurf. And Phoenix will die, but not before securing a kill on Muradin. Meanwhile, Robot Karazim is clearing mid for some reason. And the Protector will be secured by Rainbow Spectrum. They're going to go ahead and proceed down the bottom lane where they recently killed some buildings. They're going to work on this keep now. 7-sided strike comes out on the Tree Glove Protector. Some Kael'Thas damage. Kel'Thuzad, what am I saying? Robot Karazim in trouble here, trying to run against the flow of 20 health. Some unbelievably low health numbers in this game. Angry Smurf. Yet another character near death, just squeaking by. Zool rolls, yes, they finally got that Grabo Bomb Planet Cracker combo. And that will be the first keep of the game for Rainbow Spectrum. Red team has all of their buildings. Kills are now even, 8-8. Rainbow Spectrum is up level 20 to 19. Planet Cracker comes out, doesn't get much value there though, as the Tree Glove Protector is in full retreat here. Neither of the characters inside have very good mobility, so they're just playing it safe. That's smart. Gender Druid saying the last hit point is the only one that matters. The rest is just a resource. I agree. And again, we're seeing that proven here in this game time and again. Rainbow Spectrum using their advantage here to take the support camp. They are accessorizing very well in this match. As is Banzo Brothers. They grab a turret and they're going to work on their siege camp as well. So just a lot of PvE macro map play going on here for the moment. We can look at level 20s. Available for both teams now. Miniature Black Hole, Fortified Bunker, Unconquered Spirit, We have Scarlet Crusade out of Whitemane and Death Wish out of Garrosh. As
Destroy the
Banzo Brothers kills their first building of the game, saying, hey, we're still in this. We may have a robot Kerosene, but it's not going to change our playstyle. We're still going to get value where we can. Level 20s on their side. Rewind, Flamethrower, Living Weapon, Hive Mind, and Epiphany. And look at this aggression. Really good move there onto Blaze, who will pay for it. Planet Cracker hitting on Andrade mostly. And if you don't kill Muradin, Muradin will come back. Very healthy, very soon. There's a throw onto Robot Kerosene, who will lose a turret. It's unfortunate that the robot had the turret. Angry Smurf tossing out a little more damage before Banzo Brothers retreats. Andrade working on top lane, clearing that up. Angry Smurf. Hot Pursuit is deterred by the stun, nicely placed. B Metaho, Plur Ninja, and Orla are not going to stop though, even though B Metaho down to 100 health. Orlab down to 10%. Do they see a kill here? What do they see? They're going to bush meta, looks
An
like.
access terminal will be online in a moment.
And then just work on pushing the lane a little bit. Jimmy, as I said earlier, when we invent a technology, we also invent the problems connected to the technology, so don't feel too bad. It could happen to, and has happened to, any one of us.
It's time, heroes.
But yes,
Control
it is
the terminal
unfortunate.
and bring in the protector.
Banzo Brothers is still very much in this game. Bot Keep is dead though, so you have catapults that will be pushing down that lane. Exploratory stun attempt by Angry Smurf to get things started. Robot Kerosene is going to go into 7-sided strike. But the Planet Cracker and Grabo Bomb is just too much to deal with.
Hero slain.
Whew, that's a 2-to-1 in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. As Banzo Brothers will be down to 3 heroes for the next 40 seconds or so. Rainbow Spectrum will move in here. Angry Smurf trying to dissuade them as much as possible. Some AoE damage. Let's look at our Robot Kerosene real quick. What are you up to down there? Meanwhile, the Tree Glove Protector was taken yet again
Blue team has
by
taken
Rainbow
control
Spectrum.
of
They're going to move into mid lane here. It's the 23rd minute. They could probably go bot lane if they wanted, but they're going to go ahead and just move through middle. Angry Smurf dropping that Phoenix behind the action. Gets double punched by the robot. Tree Glove Protector is on core. Phoenix taking some damage from Andrade. Genji comes in. X-Strike will kill Phoenix. 7-sided strike on the Protector. Core is down to 40% though. 30%. Whitemane dies. 10%, 1%, and 0. GG. As Rainbow Spectrum secures the domination. Some hard luck for Jimmy and their team in Game 2. Some technical issues, but as I said a moment ago, Banzo Brothers did really well despite that to stay in the game, even killing one of the buildings, their first building of the game, showing some chutzpah there. But the ultimate result, which I should tally up the point here, see on a different screen I think, is a 2-0 domination by Rainbow Spectrum. So let's see here. Look at the stats real quick. Angry Smurf called out that name quite a bit in that second game. Doing well, 310 in one line, 118k hero damage. Highest in the game. 152 siege, also doing work there. Abathur with the most XP on their team. Shank B9 doing well there. Robot Karazim finishing with a 374 line, 50k healing. Whitemane with played by Wono with a 38 and 171k healing. And Phoenix with a 383 line, 59k hero damage. Followed up by Gazlo, B Metaho doing well there. Lots of siege. Lots of team fight with that gravel bomb. 13 kills for Banzo Brothers to 11 kills for Rainbow Spectrum in a 24-minute Volskaya Foundry victory for the red team Rainbow Spectrum. So there you have it. I'll show the talents here real quick, and I'll see if I can't get an interview. Just a short interview with B Metaho, maybe from Rainbow Spectrum. Even get that set up. Both matches highly entertaining. The second one entertaining, perhaps for less attractive reasons in some respects, but before the tech issues happened, it was a very even game. And it continued to be contested even afterward. So, nice work by Banzo Brothers there. And it looks like we will have a conversation here with B Metaho in just a moment. Jump into a lobby here. Hello, hello, hello! Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations on the 2-0 result tonight. How are you feeling? Oh wait, I think I'm muted. Yes, I was muted. So the stream will hear my question. I just said, how are you feeling after the 2-0 domination tonight?
Both good and kind of bad, because it's good that like we finally got it 2-0, but it feels kind of bad that it was on a match with the DC.
Right. Not the best of conditions, perhaps, but
Yeah.
We can dwell more on game one, I suppose. That game was fascinating. Maybe do you want to say something about the back and forth nature of that match and how you experienced it? I'm here, by the way, with B Metaho and Plur Ninja also joining us, so welcome to both of you. But yeah, any comments about game one and its back and forth flow and how you managed that?
So honestly, up until we didn't end with the first boss encore, it felt like at that point it felt kind of like it was in our hands, but then we didn't end properly.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of gave them a possibility of coming back because we didn't end, and
Right.
it was like post 20 and stuff. So we basically almost lost that with that curse with that boss that they did at the same time, which went really well for them. Like that was really good timing on their part. Even
Right.
like I don't think they were timing it, but that still it was good timing.
Yeah, I was not in the game, but I was hearing the comms, and it was pretty hectic near the end there.
How so? Say more.
Yeah, just constantly going back and forth. I think it was really good that to communicate the needing to not overextend too much and try to throw on there, and it was a lot of level heading, kind of everybody keeping each other calm.
Right. And then I noticed that you did do some roster swapping for the second game.
Yeah,
we do
which is
that a
cool.
lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
we're a team that very firmly believes in like everybody should get a chance to play throughout a series, if
Right.
that makes sense. We just our team, we only have one actual sub. Technically, everybody else is like a main roster member out of 8 players.
Very cool. Yeah.
So, which Quinn is wonderful. Just saying, I think she popped into the chat tonight. I thought I saw her. But our team very much revolves around being flexible and being able to work with a variety of teammates all at the same time, and everybody getting some playtime.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I literally play every role.
Is that true for a lot of your players?
Most of us
Uh,
specialize in about 2, but there's a couple of us that can play every role. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
Super
think 2 or
flex.
3.
So
Yeah.
for the most part, we have it set up where every single person has a main role that they play, and then they also have a secondary role that they focus on. I'm the only exception where I literally play whatever is needed,
The Swiss Army knife of
but
the
I'm
team.
primarily assassin.
Nice. How does that affect like practices and so on?
It gives us a lot of flexibility to like have different people in practice in each game, and if people can't make practice, we're not screwed over because our healer can't show up or our tank can't show up.
Mm-hmm.
It does also kind of prevent some situations where like we don't have a whole lot of practice with certain things, but we've got this general idea of how things work, and we put a lot of thought into the heroes themselves and more or less just rely on each person who picks up that hero to be able to play it.
Yeah,
Right.
we focus a lot on comfort picks and stuff.
Draft for game 2 was interesting because we kind of entered B Metaho, and I chatted very briefly before the coin flip about some potential unusual picks. What did you think about the draft in game 2? Because your draft was a bit more conventional, actually. It kind of flipped the script on me compared to their draft with the Karazim Abathur combination. So when you saw that come out, how did you respond to that, or did you change your draft at all to deal with it, or what were your thoughts?
We did not change our draft. Like we
Yeah.
had been planning on going Gaz, and what did we last get?
Blaze.
I don't remember. Last pick Blaze? Okay. Yeah, we picked we had been planning on picking Gaz and Blaze. We
Mhm.
conversed over me going Murky or Vikings because those counter Abathur pretty solidly,
Right.
and if you play them properly. But we felt like we could work around the Abathur.
Uh-huh.
But we were worried about that because a good Abathur player is very scary.
Right.
At least I was worried about that. I don't know if Fleur was worried about that because he's an Abathur player sometimes.
Well, I will say that I'm actually very familiar with that comp specifically that they did. I've seen it
Interesting.
and played quite a few times and played it myself. But
So did you find yourself making comments like, here's how we deal with it kind of a thing in comms, or?
not necessarily, because we didn't. Personally, I didn't think we had a very common draft. That was, I think, our first time putting Gazlo in the 4-man.
Okay.
That's because
No, Gazlo is
Ulysses-
definitely a more unusual pick for sure.
he's
Oh,
my
my
highest
God.
leveled hero.
I like
100
By
and
a
I
lot.
think 19 out of my 547 levels.
Yeah, I seem to have noticed there was a Murky in your lineup too.
Yeah, but
I
he's
see.
half my Gazlo levels.
Okay. So I thought we might see a Murky somewhere tonight. Maybe next
Yeah, we
time.
get him pretty often.
Yeah.
I think we've played him in like 3 or 4 of our NGS games so far, actually.
You were saying something about the Gazlo play, I think, before I jumped in.
Oh, we're working. Oh, so Ulysses, who played Blaze in the
Mhm.
second game and Urel in the first game, he's new to our team. But he's basically replacing me in the offlane, and I'm working more towards modifying my heroes to be in the 4-man
Okay.
and learning new heroes to be in the 4-man.
Right.
But we are. So I'm working on a 4-man style Gaz. I guess that's the best way to phrase it. Because I feel like he can be either 4-man or offlane, which is more dangerous for him to be offlane because of the very nature of his character.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very siege up character, kind of like Hammer, but Hammer has range.
Right. How do you talent differently? I wonder, from solo lane to more of a team fight Gazlo. Do you
I
find
usually
that?
go a more sustainy build in the solo, but I
Mm.
went a more wave clear build for the uh, 4-man guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another thing to note that a lot of people don't realize is getting the Merc talents on any hero that has it on
On
Volskaya
Volskaya.
is really good
It
for like
makes
the
his
heal
turrets
camps and turrets.
terrifying.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's pretty important to accessorize on that map. See that a lot in even like HGC play and stuff, right?
Yeah. The turrets are 50% more terrifying with the Gazlomer.
Right. So
And
many
I'm
turrets.
pretty sure Rich actually did play a Gazlo on at Mid-Stevenson Brawl,
Oh, really?
I think it lost.
or one of
But
them. I know one of the tournaments
yeah, it lost. It was I can't remember the
with
match, but I
Rich.
watched. No, there was a Gazlo match. It was Gazlo versus Hammer on Volskaya, and I don't remember what the teams were, but the Gazlo lost pretty solidly. The Gazlo's team, I mean.
Still might have been an inspiration for you on some level. Like, hey, we could try something similar.
Oh, definitely. Every time I see one of the heroes that BMed plays a lot
Uh-huh.
on HGC, I yell at him, "You have to start watching now."
All right. Well, without giving too much away, I wonder if you're going to stick with that credo of unusual builds moving forward in the season. If people can look forward to that in your games, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
I already
that's
build
starting to
Murky
take
kind of
on.
unusually.
Yeah.
A lot of people go slime build. I go pufferfish build.
So I don't get to talk to murky mains very often. I don't know if you noticed a Reddit posting maybe a week ago. There was a whisper out of Blizzard that Murky might lose the bribe ability.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, I was wondering what your
Sad.
reaction might be to that kind of news.
I always go bribe because
Yeah.
it's kind of a big like reason that I use him because
Mhm.
I can just work slowly to getting like 4 bribe stacks, go to the enemy bruisers, sneak them, go back to lane.
Mhm.
And I play Murky a lot as well, and I will be extremely distraught when that happens.
Well, I mean, it's a rumor right now, so, but I just thought since, again, not very many people in my play group play with Murky, so I was just kind of curious what the reaction might be. So,
Well, so Murky can, just to summarize it, Murky can be built 2 ways. One way is he's very sustained damage, but he's very squishy still.
uh-huh.
The other way, he's still just as squishy, but he's very burst damage.
Right.
Just depending on how you build him, he's either sustained or burst. He can be both. Either or, not both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'll be interesting if it comes to pass for sure. But yeah, maybe we could. Do you, either one of you or both of you, have some shout outs real quick before we end this particular show?
I'd definitely like to shout out the Banzo brothers.
Uh-huh.
I feel kind of bad about what happened in the second game, and I'm gonna try to set up a scrim with them or something to see like how we actually match up.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. For sure.
'Cause I thought the first game was pretty even, and I feel like it's just more proof that the divisions are close, especially down here.
Right, coming in with very different records, but it did not show in that first game at all. Like, you definitely brought it. So, like I said,
I definitely want to shout out our ever-growing family of Rainbow Spectrum, and I really want to shout out Ulysses for stepping up and joining the team. I think we just made him an official member yesterday, so being able to be ready so quickly was great.
Yeah, he's really solid. I'm glad he decided to join us.
Yeah, during the pauses, I think I did a shout out to Ulysses in terms of like XP contribution was pretty critical in keeping you even on level, because I think Banzo Brothers had a lead in like hero kills and XP from Mercs at that point, so it was really the off lane XP contribution that kind of kept you right there, parity.
Yeah.
Up to like level 10 or so, I think, something like that. But yeah, so a great game out of Ulysses for sure. Any other shout outs or?
Shout out to all the people that came to watch us tonight, that showed up to watch.
Yeah, a lot of fans in chat, I noticed. So.
Yeah, shout out to you as well. Thank you for
thanks.
Streaming us. We always really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was a great set of games. Well, 1.5 set of games anyway. So thanks to both of you for fantastic matches, and congratulations again on the 2-0 on the night. and good luck to you moving forward in the season.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You too. Thanks. All right. So nice little interview there. Thank you very much to both of you for that. And that's going to be it for this particular broadcast. We do have some other NGS action in the works right now, I do believe. So I'll probably be rating Cat Peach here in just a few moments. So again, this was a Division D West matchup between... hold on a sec, sorry. I just covered up something important anyway. Between Banzo Brothers and Rainbow Spectrum, with Rainbow Spectrum taking the 2-0 domination on the night. So thanks again to everyone for joining me, and I will have more casts coming up, including tomorrow, and you'll see the information for that on my outro screen, which is coming up right now. So thanks again, and we're gonna go ahead and raid Cat Peach here in just a moment. So have fun with that, and I will see you next time.